young Doe. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? What is your plan with the music business from here? Like, what do you want to see with the Colorado scene? What's the future?
I mean, for the future, I mean, definitely always been an entrepreneur, and I'm just trying to get better at entrepreneurship and, you know, all of the back behind the scenes shit of that
Mm.
and what it takes to, you know, position your business properly. And as far as, you know, with the music business, um, I just see myself just growing on the level of like music mogul. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I feel like I have what it takes to take it to the next level because it's still a lot of growth. It's a lot of shit that, you know, people don't know that you're working for or working towards, and certain relationships, the way my relationships been built and
Mm.
the way they naturally been going, things been going, it's damn near like inevitable, brother.
Yeah.
One day you might take this interview and be like, damn, I remember when we did this interview and he said this shit.
No, that's how I'm feeling.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's inevitable. I can't do nothing about it. I'm gonna be working for, you know, a major company soon. By the way things are going.
No, I believe it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just see myself more on like the corporate side, you know, helping guide artists and helping create opportunities and giving insight and taking my experience from really having to go in there and rehearse and to be telling them that that's what they have to do purposefully because I know that that's what it takes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I had to do it, you know. And, you know, shit like that, like I'm into that. That's what, you know, makes my blood boil. You know, makes me get butterflies or
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
How do you feel like you've been able to stay in the music business for so long, especially coming out of Colorado, build that longevity, build these relationships, like, and stay motivated to do it for all these years? Because it's one thing to even be in the music business for 30 years, however long, 30 plus years, but then it's another to even do that outside of Denver, Colorado. You know what I'm saying? At least in like the rap and hip hop industry, where you know it's not like I said earlier in Atlanta and LA and New York. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How have you been able to stay motivated to not quit? And
I had to be real innovative. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to hold and when to fold, like they say. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be real innovative. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay close attention to your journey and understand where you're at. Like you can't force nothing. You like
right.
what's working for me, and you know you got to be able to recognize that shit. And so, for me, there's being innovative and paying attention to shit. Like I said, like just what kind of impact am I having? Where am I getting the most? You know, I'm getting the most acknowledgement. What areas, and you know, understanding my strengths and weaknesses. I can't just be like, oh, I want to be this type of artist, and this is the audience I'm going towards. And then if that fails, now I'm devastated and I give up. Because a lot of dudes be taking these big ass breaks. They'll stop doing this shit for a year, and then they come back, and they don't understand. Like, yeah, it's like people that they don't feel the same about your craft as they did. They might still like it and all of that, but they just look like people like a go getter, a motherfucker who don't stop or quit.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? You could say it and mean it. You know what I mean? And they could feel it in their soul a little different. And you feel me? So I feel like all of that, and then all that shit is tough. Just learning to adjust through the changing of the times and technology, and you know you got to pay attention. I really literally watched this shit from when, you know, back in the day, and then to around 2012, 13, when there's a decline in CDs. We coming from the CD era. You feel me? It's a decline in that shit. So it's like, damn, how I'm gonna get my music out there? Shit start coming up on the streaming sites. Wasn't nobody getting paid, or it's all on the internet, and you don't know how to get paid off of it. But then the tech companies, all these developers start getting involved. Now they learned how to monetize the streaming and all that. Even though you're not getting a lot of bread,
Yeah.
there's still other ways. Like now they're creating all these different opportunities to where, for sync and, different things with your content and
Right.
or selling your catalog. It's a lot of investors buying catalog because the
Mhm.
investors is coming back to the business now that tech has figured out how to monetize
Mhm.
and create content and license all of this shit. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I see even from a blogging perspective,
Yeah,
like when like the interviews and all that's just changing.
yeah, yeah, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, the thing is, you have to be innovative about how everything is changing. You can't stop it. You could be mad, bitter, whatever, but that's just gonna get you out of the loop. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You just gotta stay open to. It's kind of like being a motherfucking running back, wide receiver, whatever. You gotta adjust to what's coming at you.
Yeah.
So if you use that same mentality, you know what I'm saying, you can survive this shit. You can survive whatever.
Oh, that's
You know
real.
what I'm saying? So that you don't drown, keep your head above the water. And keep going and don't let this shit around you fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? The internet will fuck you up if you let it. It's very
You ain't lying.
resourceful. You'll fucking find yourself laying in the bed scrolling all day for 10 hours and ain't did nothing. And then you start doing it every day if you don't catch yourself.
I remember when I got my first, like, I seen my first hate, I got all depressed. I went to the mountains, I shut my computer up. You can't,
You gotta fight through all this shit.
you can't.
Because what I learned in this shit, like, a lot of people that, talked about me and for no reason or whatever the fuck it was, like, it's people who don't know you and they got shit to say and then they meet you and be like, oh, he's not that bad.
Yeah.
I had a dude tell me, like, I used to didn't like you, but my girl used to listen to your music and she turned me on to it. And that shit was dope as fuck. And now me and my kids listen to your shit. And then when I meet you in person, you hella cool. But I didn't like you. And I was like, that's
Right.
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So you gotta just ignore that shit. People go through their phases or mental health. I don't know what the fuck y'all going through, nigga, but leave me the fuck out of it. Cause I don't care.
All right. One last
You know what I'm
question.
saying?
Actually, two more, my bad. What? Just because, like, I feel like you could really actually give me some solid advice, and you've been in the business for a while. Like, I'm curious, what do you want to see more from, like, a platform, any platform out here, really, but from a platform like Mile High Minute? You know what I'm saying? As a media platform covering the mostly the rap and hip hop scene. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's tough, you know what I'm saying? Because, y'all deal with so much different content and options and shit. So I feel like watching your platform, y'all got the motherfucking sequence down. Like y'all put stories up about current events. Y'all highlight certain people. I see the town gravitating, towards this platform more than any other platform out here for urban, music and shit like that. I feel like the platform's starting to water down with these random artists, you know what I'm saying? And it might be a music thing or whatever. It might be a bread thing because, whatever, you got to eat, put food on the table. But you want to the way you brand your platform is important. You know what I mean? And, that's just in my own perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way you brand it. And then also I want to see another level of growth. Just like we see with Burger King or Walmart or whatever, they get to a certain level. We had to do it. You rebrand your logo, you collaborate with a dope ass graphic designer who understands your brand and your vision and the direction that could get that solid look. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's amazing, man. It's an amazing platform and it's very good for the culture. You know what I'm saying? And y'all doing a great job. You know what I mean? I just don't want to see y'all water down because y'all know it'd be a lot of the motherfuckers on there that
You ain't lying.
we like, cause when we come to certain shit, it's kind of like if I go to my favorite restaurant, I know what to expect from it.
Right.
That's why I keep going there. Now, once they start having trash there and they change the menu, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck y'all serving?
Yeah.
And why? You
No,
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's valid.
Because they're branding themselves different. I'm expecting certain thing and I'm getting something different. So when we see you building your shit like this, and then you see it's like psychologically for me, I can understand what's going on because I mean you could see it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you
Right.
don't. But it's like y'all building, y'all gaining leverage, and then so everybody see you gaining leverage. Now everybody want to be on your shit. So you're like, give me a little bread. Now you putting these raggedy motherfuckers on there, and it's a reflection of your brand. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, you can still do it in a way but you got to be like
A little more exclusive.
identify it. You got to like you know, there is people up and coming. That's the thing. I feel like it's a lot of people who ain't put in their work. They ain't put in the footwork and the ups and downs from learning how to record and finding their voice and learning how to find what beats fit them and going through the ups and downs from getting turned down by promoters and then finally keep on driving and finding who fucks with them, and now that you know got this real story that they could really like, they really grinded it out. Now motherfuckers get in the studio, them and the homeboys is kicking it, they got cameras, they record some shit, they send it to you, send a few dollars, and now they getting some notoriety on a platform that's on the rise. You know what I'm saying? If you do it more like a spotlight thing and make it evident that you like, you know, it's good to provide opportunities to passionate artists who believe in themselves, but you can't make them seem like they're on a level that they're not. It don't make sense because the outside people looking in who know better, it's just like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It kind of be like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
She be like, damn, what you mean? Like, you know, but I can't tell nobody how to do their shit. This is just, you know, if I see something to grow, to have longevity,
yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of these artists, they gonna not even do this shit no more. They gonna just stop and give up because they not in that shit for that.
Right.
A lot of them going through phases. Them and they homeboys jumping around and they doing whatever they doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't taking nothing away from nobody. Keep on grinding. I encourage everybody to keep grinding. But the people who recognize talent, you know, there's people and gatekeepers and shit like that. The people who have the experience to recognize certain talent and different levels of talent just understand how important it is to the culture to keep everything categorized as it is. Like if these motherfuckers ain't dope or they ain't put in enough work or have enough experience, don't make it seem like they're on the same level with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where shit gets confusing. That's why we don't know who is who now. You feel what I'm saying? If you dope, you dope. You know what I'm saying? It speaks for itself. But if you ain't, don't act like it is.
Right. Okay.
Just keep working. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll get dope one day if they stay passionate. That's why it's so important to be honest with people and be like, bro, keep working. You know what I'm saying? That's what we had to do when our sound wasn't right, and that's how we got to where we, you know, where we are, and we understand now. It's like we understand what level we was at, and we can identify and reflect back on that and tell you the story. And like we just start rapping, nigga, and then Francois and them was fucking with us, putting us on Local Love and all that. Nah, we had to work for that shit. We couldn't just hit them and say, oh, we rap. Here go a few dollars. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's valid.
But, you know, I dug into that a lot, but I feel like that's important, you know what I'm saying, for what you doing. But I want to see that. I just want to see the growth. I feel like y'all got a blueprint. Y'all got a good, you know, from me watching and seeing, and, you know, you real good about acknowledging certain people. I ain't really into them lists and shit, but they
kind of got watered down. But they do help.
They help. It creates this shit.
The conversation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Make people check them out. It motivates people
cool.
too.
Yeah, exactly. So the shit I'm talking about, it motivates them because you put certain people in this, and then the people who know, they get to talking and feeling how they feel, and it creates a conversation. But you know, that's good. It's marketing right there. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like some of that,
it could be
some of that shit. Them little rappers that can't rap, that be on there all the time.
Yeah.
You be like, damn, he off a beat. His shit is, he's just like, who is he? Where do you hear from these people from?
Yeah.
Where do you meet them?
I try to balance it out, but I ain't gonna lie, I do feel like it probably should be more, rather than like 50-50 or even 60-40, it should probably be more like 80-20.
You gotta have a spotlight or something too, though, to where it's like, it separates you, well, like the presentation. Like, if you do an AP and the way you highlight it, man, and then like certain motherfuckers that need to be like spotlight. We giving you a chance. Like, I don't know if you have a certain format of or whatever, a certain room you put them motherfuckers in, to where it's like, this the spotlight room for the up and coming artists, to where you got to be able to identify and differentiate who's who.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to the levels, there's levels to this shit. And sometimes people is overlooking the levels. It's like, nigga, you can't jump to the top of the stairs. You gotta take this shit a step at a time to get there. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. You know
what I'm saying? And some people, they just want to be there so fast now. Like, you gotta make, that's how you add value to your platform, because motherfuckers can't, everybody can't just access it like that. So they gonna want to work for it. Well, they might be mad. They be like, fuck, I'm about to go make a radio hit.
Yeah.
And now they come out, what you think about this now? You like, oh, that's dope. Okay. But that encourages people. Like, shit like that is important. But, you know, cause I ain't gonna give away too much game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. All right, man.
Make sure y'all get that. What the business is, man.
Okay.
What the business is. And the audio book come out in about a week. I don't know. This shit might be out. Yeah.
You man, make sure y'all go follow Young Doe on everything, Instagram, YouTube, all that, man. Make sure y'all stream it. Is there any upcoming announcements or any last minute things, shout outs you want to speak on?
Man, I'm gonna give a shout out to the team. Shout out to MNLD, the Living Decent team. Shout out to all the pioneers, nigga. The Nike Lopes, Boozillas. You feel me? The G-Sums. You know, everybody doing their thing right now with the music. I love the culture in the town, every side. If y'all need merch, man, make sure y'all holler at the homie them. Box State Printing. Shout out to K-Roll, Box State Printing at gmail.com. Send your shit over there, man. They gonna get you right. DIA Studios, you know what I'm saying? Dream Space Studios, you feel what I'm saying? Network with the town. We need more collaboration and, you know, genuine networking. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the DJs, you know, K-Tone, Squizzy, the artists, you know, the artists who's, you know, taking the lead right now, holding the torch, you know what I mean? Salute y'all, man. Keep this shit mobbing.
Can I get a shout out from All High Minute one time?
We gonna give a. See, I was saving your shit for last, cause I remember we talked about it. He was like at the end. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if you had a script, so I like I'm saving it. But yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Mile High Minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, they moving the crowd, man. It's the premier platform right now. I see them on the rise, man. We appreciate y'all.
That's love. I appreciate it. Make sure I hit that like button. Comment down below your favorite Young Doe song. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell button to stay notified when all the latest news drops. Make sure y'all go follow Mile High Minute on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that. Go follow Young Doe. Go stream. All that links will be in the description. Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe. We out. Appreciate you.
Love.